Hello everyone, I am Shafali Bhardwaj. I am a counseling psychologist. Here I am to share with you a comprehensive lesson on human values and professional ethics. Well, this lesson has been divided into 6 modules. Module 1, Introduction to Human Values. Module 2, Harmony in the Self and Relationships. Module 3, Harmony with Society and Nature. Module 4, Introduction to Ethical Living and Professional Integrity. Module 5, Responsibilities as a Student and Citizen. Module 6, Practicing Values, Integration and Reflection. We are going to begin with Module 1, Introduction to Human Values, the lesson 1.1, and what we are to read and to know and to understand today will be 2 topics. The first will be human values and their need in the education, understanding self, body versus self distinction. We'll now begin by seeing what are human values. Human values are the fundamental beliefs and principles that guide our behavior, decisions, and interactions with others and the world around us. We live in a comprehensive world where we are surrounded by the environment, by the society. So we need to live accordingly in tandem with everything around us. They represent what we consider important, desirable, and worthwhile in life. So, the value system helps us to decipher how we go ahead in our lives, how we live our lives. These values shape our character, influence our attitudes, and drive our actions, forming the basis of ethical and moral compass. So, these values shape our character, how we are, whether positive, whether negative, how it influences our attitude, is it good, is it bad, how our actions are decided, undecided. So all these are important. So human values formulates a very important driving system in our lives that helps us to live well. Let's go on to see what are the human values which are basically there. Let's see whether we have them, we don't have them. Do we have some of them? Do we have all of them? But yes, it is always easy to have an access to them and develop all of them or some of them. So the very first is respect. Then we go on to honesty. Then we have compassion. We have integrity. We have responsibility. We have fairness. We have peace. We have love. We have non-violence. We have truth. We have tolerance. We have cooperation. We have gratitude. We have humility. So when we talk about respect, respect is much needed. Whether we need respect or we want to give respect, be it old, be it young, be it great, be it small, everyone. Though we do say that respect is earned and not demanded, but courtesy says that respect should be given. Honesty. Honesty helps us to sleep well at night. So when we are honest, we do not keep any burden dangling over our head. Compassion, how large-hearted we are. Do we think of others' problems? Do we intend helping them with their problems? If we can. Integrity, how righteous we are. Do we roam with a halo around our head? Are we righteous enough to decide what is happening, what is wrong, what is right? Responsibility, are we keen enough to take the onus of what we do, whether it is correct, whether it is not correct? Fairness, do we believe in justice? Peace, do we want to be at peace with our mind and our body first and then share it with the environment, with the society? Love, how much of compassion, how much of heartfulness we have, not only for ourselves but for others also. For ourselves first, because we do say that charity begins at home. Non-violence, that is for us to judge. What are the boundaries? Truth, how honest we are with ourselves, with the law system that we follow, with the people around us, with the environment around us. Tolerance. Do we have any for ourselves, for any, for the environment, for the society? Cooperation. Do we work in coordination? Are we happy to do that? Do we willingly do that? Gratitude. Do we have hearts which are thankful? Thankful enough to accept things which are around us. Humility. Humble. Are we humble? Do we accept easily? Do we forgive easily? Now let's see why human values are essential. They are essential, but we will see how essential they are in the key factors that we now read. Character development. Human values provide the foundation of developing ethical, responsible, and well rounded individuals. So it is encompassing a whole. It's talking about a holistic approach to life. When we say we are ethical, when we say we are responsible, when we say we are truthful, when we say we are humble, when we say we are tolerant. Social harmony. We learn and eternalize values like respect, like tolerance, like empathy, like cooperation. Because we are all social animals, we need to work in tandem with the environment, with the people that are around us. So, again, social harmony is very important. Emotional intelligence, we need to be. Let's see why. Values like compassion and empathy enable us to connect with others on a deeper level, understand their perspectives, and respond with care and sensitivity. When we respond with care and sensitivity, it brings about enlightenment for ourselves. We need to think, we need to realize, we need to have discernment in our minds so that we know what we are dealing with. Responsible citizenship. We belong to a country and a country with a fair legal system. So, how can we abide and live a life which is fulfilling according to our country? Values such as justice, fairness, and respect for the law instill a sense of civic duty and encourage individuals to contribute positively towards the society. When we talk about civic duties, we talk about all basic duties that we as nationals need to fulfill, that we should keep our ears and eyes open to. Ethical decision making comes into play where we are working, where we are studying, where we are living, how truthful we are. In an increasingly complex world, individuals are constantly faced with ethical dilemmas, thinking of how to go about it, not to go about it. A strong foundation in human values equips us with the ability to critically analyze situations, make sound moral judgments, and act ethically, morally correct. Personal growth and well being. Values like honesty, integrity, self respect foster a positive self image and lead to more fulfilling lives. When we are happy with how we are thinking, what we are doing, how we are conducting our lives, it actually makes us happy, our mind happy. When we are happy from within, that is how we deal with the society at large, that is how we deal with the environment at large, that is how we deal with the basic family unit that we live in. Let's go on to now understand that how the body and the self distinction works in our lives, how it is important, how they are individually important, how they are important in a tandem when they work together to make us a better human being. The first that we talk about is self awareness. Now, when we talk about self awareness, we talk about recognizing the self as a distinct from the body. It can deepen self awareness, self thought, it can bring about. It allows us to observe our thoughts and feelings without identifying solely with them. We do not talk about individualistic, we talk about holistic here, that everything works in a tandem, nothing alone stands tall. Next is personal growth. By understanding our inner self, we can focus on cultivating positive qualities values, and a sense of purpose that go beyond physical attributes. How we look, how we carry ourselves does matter. But then, when we talk about our perspective, how much of positivity we carry, how much of positivity is inculcated in us, then yes, we talk about personal growth. So, here also, that we work in tandem, it goes hand in hand. We develop as holistic beings. Nothing is independent. Well being, recognizing that our core being is more than just the physical body, can provide resilience in the face of physical changes, aging, or illness. So, when we are resilient, we are strong. We take strong decisions which help us in whichever form we are. Whether we have any physical challenge that we are facing, whether we are aging very quickly, any illness, any sickness that is draining us. So, that helps us there. Relationships, we are all sociable. So understanding that others also have an inner self where their own thoughts and feelings foster empathy and deeper connection. So when we think about others, we think about ourselves also. We put ourselves into others' shoes. We think about others' perspectives, match it with ours, and then talk about it. Now we conclude by saying that while the body is an integral part of our existence, which it is, and the vehicle through which we experience the world, the self represents the inner subjective core of our being, encompassing our thoughts, our feelings, and sense of identity. Recognizing this distinction is a crucial step in self understanding and navigating the complexities of human existence. So, here, when we think about ourselves, our body, our mind, we put ourselves into feelings, into identifying thoughts, into empathy, into fostering empathy, into connections, then it is more of a holistic approach. A holistic approach which keeps us at peace, our body at rest, and our mind at peace also. It helps us into developing into good human beings. Human beings which have values which make a difference, not for ourselves, but for others also. Let's look into a quick reflection sheet to understand how values that we've just talked about are going to affect us, are going to help us, where we stand with them. Now, what you could do is you could generally explore your own values. All of us are good human beings. Innately, all of us are good. So, we do possess a value system. It is just that we have to discover it. So, we need to make an inventory of the values that we have. We may be unmindful of certain values that we have. We need to think and sit back and see what we possess. Reflect on how specific values play out in your life, like honesty, like compassion, like justice. Now we can have different situations where we can analyze our honesty, we can weigh our compassion, we can see about justice, how we fall into place. Do we have sufficient value system when we talk about these values in our lives? Consider the importance of values in a particular context when we are facing a situation at work. Anything could happen, be it colleagues, be it the boss, be it a faculty, anyone. Relationships, when we live in a family unit, there are so many parallel relationships that we need to manage. There are so many things that go hand in hand. So, how we help there, how our values help there, community. We live in a society where different kinds of people, different kinds of environments are there. How the environment upholds us, how our input upholds the environment, vice versa. Identify areas where your actions might not align with your stated values. So there are points in time where we require discernment, where we need to know what we are doing wrong, what we are doing right, according to the situation that is at hand with us. So let's now just take a quick look at what we've just talked about. So we talked about human values, their importance in us, why, how, and what are the values, basic values that we possess. So, human values do help us to uplift and to raise our bar of moral ethics. There are few basic values that we talked about. We talked about honesty, which is very basic. We talked about truthfulness, which is very basic. So, these are the value systems which are inculcated into us as we are children. And when we grow, these values grow with us because we learn how to share, we learn how to care. So when we think about ourselves, we need to think about of ourselves as a system, the entire body and mind as a system. So whatever we look as, that only doesn't matter, but the soul of ours which thinks for us actually does matter. So with that, we wrap up the session. Thank you.